Cry Macho is now playing in theaters and on HBO Max, and there's certainly a lot to respect about the movie. Damn, it is cool that at 91 years old, Clint Eastwood is still freaking doing it, man, with producing, directing, and starring in this film. I was thinking that when I was watching Paint Your Wagon a couple weeks ago, that it is awesome we've still got this guy around, and that there's so many generations of people that have been seeing new Eastwood movies throughout the decades. I'm a diehard Eastwood fan, and certainly a completist with his filmography. I grew up in a household watching these movies all the time. From the spaghetti westerns, to the cop flicks, to the comedies, I'm a geek for his movies. The first one I ever saw as a kid, Every Which Way But Loose.
Bang!
'Cause hell yeah, it was! That movie's great! Let us know in the comments what your first Clint Eastwood movie was. For years I've wanted to do an Eastwood month on the Cinema Snob. I can't do Clintober since I'm still doing the 1981 video, but maybe Clintuary. With Cry Macho, it's certainly one of his reflection films, which there's a number of his movies in the past couple decades that are like that. A lot of them seem like they could serve as his final film if need be. Kinda like what Unforgiven was to his westerns, this one is to something like Bronco Billy. The movie itself, though, isn't as great as something like Unforgiven. Cry Macho is okay. It's nothing spectacular. I'm fine with just watching it once. It's a road movie that takes place in 1980, where Eastwood is a former rodeo star who is hired by his former boss to transport his son over the border and back to Texas. Honestly, as far as Eastwood movies where he's traveling with someone through Mexico, Two Meals for Sister Sarah is the better movie. Or in terms of traveling with a kid movies, A Perfect World was better too. Cry Macho has kinda got an after-school special quality to the script. Really, if this was a half hour and in black and white in the 50s, it'd be like an MST3K short. It gets repetitive a couple times. There's more than one scene where they're at a restaurant and then some bad guys pop up outside. It hits a point where I was wondering where it was going, because things kinda stop moving. But it definitely doesn't overstay its welcome, because without the end credits, the movie's only 97 minutes. The movie sets up some of its characters just through some clunky exposition, like telling a person, "You were the greatest there ever was, then with booze, look at you now." So yeah, while it's not a masterpiece by any stretch, there are plenty of things about it that do make it worth watching. Most notably, it's the performances of the two leads. Eastwood and Eduardo Minette are very good together and have solid chemistry. They're great at trading insults back and forth. There's some great Eastwood lines too, like when he says to Dwight Yoakam, "I've always thought of you as a small and gutless man, but that's no reason to be rude." Or when he says, "If someone wants to name their cock Macho, it's okay by me." I do love the scenes with Clint being great with animals. About halfway through, it almost becomes about him being a small-town veterinarian. And Macho the Rooster is awesome. One of the most lovable characters in a movie this year. There's a pretty great scene where the rooster saves their ass. I'd give Cry Macho a B-. It's serviceable for Eastwood fans. I don't see it ever being ranked as one of his best. But it's a sweet movie that does have heart, and the ending really works too. By the time it was done, it put me in a pretty good mood. Stay tuned tomorrow because we'll have a review coming up for the Nick Cage movie Prisoners of the Ghostland. But until then, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.